leading up towards this ending. Now, this film infamously, when it came out in 1980 for like a week, if that. There have been some conflicting reports about how long it may have come out, and maybe it may have just been the preview, or may have been in theaters for a week. Either way, Disney pulled it out real fast and replaced it with a anniversary screening of Mary Poppins. The initial version of this film was... I know. The Witch Nanny. They replaced The Watch in the Woods with The Witch Nanny. Anyway.
I can't, Demos. I can't.
You can't write this. This really happened, man.
That really happened. So, the original version was a little bit more intense. This film had a lot of issues behind the scenes. It was directed by the same director as Legend of Hell House. Also, Escape to Witch Mountain, funny enough. And they were trying to make it scarier, and there was conflict within Disney. From the same people that said, this could be our Exorcist, now they're like, oh, these scenes are too intense. The film had an original alternate opening, where it didn't, the credits weren't played over trees and fog. The original the film opened with the Watcher sneaking up on a little girl, scaring her, and the girl drops her doll. The doll spontaneously catches on fire, and the credits are played over this doll's melting face. Yeah, that sounds like an opening to a horror film, right?
It does.
Touchdown.
Yeah. So this film had it was originally filmed to be far more intense, and if you can track down the original script, I very much recommend it. It fills in a little bit more on the backstory of some of the characters. It touches a little bit more on witchcraft and occult, which Disney pulled most references out of the film because they were too scared of having a horror film with witchcraft in it. But famously, it had its ending completely changed and refilmed by a different director, Vincent McEvedy. Now, the original ending, which you two gentlemen just suffered through, basically, I've never quite seen an alternate ending like this. An ending that, although there are some hints in the final version of the film, but I've never seen an alternate ending that completely changes the goddamn genre of the film before.
That's legit, man. No, like you were saying that in production meetings, and when I'm like, changes the genre of the film. So like what? It's like it's horror as opposed to what? Like mystery? What are you talking about? No, the shit goes straight sci-fi. And frankly, I haven't seen anything that off the rails and bad since the actual ending of the Indiana Jones movie, which we don't talk about. That that runs when I take Demos's cup coaster and put it in my disk drive by mistake. Okay, the punchline is this. When I saw this alternate ending, Demos, like this is the biggest, whoa, I'm glad you changed it out, that on a movie we've done since Close Encounters. Like, I'm real glad that she didn't come back out to the seance and go, okay? Like, that's how bad this alternate ending was. It was as bad as Close Encounters alternate ending, but at least that made sense. It kept it to still be an alien movie. But I'm done.
The ending of the film, as it stands today, is basically the young girl gets possessed, and through her possession explains what happened, that she was an entity, and they actually swap spaces, and a mystical beam of light comes out and eventually brings Karen back, the lost blindfolded girl. Now, the original ending, that was, I should point out, the effects were unfinished. The final version may not have looked as hokey as this is, I hope not. But an alien shows up. The Watcher is an alien. He takes Jan off to his spaceship. Finds Karen encased in this force field. The explanation that the screenplay has, that not even the deleted scenes have, were that she became negative energy and Jan was positive energy because she is still from the real world, and when they touch, they cancel out, and that brings them back to Earth, more or less.
So let me tell you, it's interesting that you point that out, Demos, because I'm watching this, I'm like, so what the explanation for this is very similar to Ant-Man and the Wasp. Quantum realm.
The
Was that
ending.
Michelle Pfeiffer that scooped her up? Had they stopped a little earlier, I would have been perfectly fine. I would have felt better about the movie. Like with the alternate ending, because you brought in the concept of witchcraft. So now when the demon appears, because when I first saw it, I thought it was a demon. I didn't think it was an alien.
Me too.
You're talking witchcraft, and you got this ugly horse monkey that we now realize is Michelle Pfeiffer in costume, Quantum Realm. She comes out of nowhere, grabs her in this dark reddish light, and then disappears. In credits, in movie, bank.
Yeah, no Disney movie would have ended quite like that.
Right, because it's not happy. We don't have our resolution. We have another blonde white girl gone, and we can't end that way. But I'm telling you, had y'all end like that right there.
It's interesting that you bring that up.
I would have half a popcorn on that one.
It's interesting that you bring that up because the ending, the second alternate ending, the ending that was used in the very quickly released 1980 version was pretty much the same ending that you all just saw, with one exception. It didn't go off to space or the other dimension. It was actually a little bit more open-ended. You know, it could be interpreted that it's a demon or an alien or so forth. It shows up, it swoops up the girl, they disappear, the mother comes in frantic, and then the girl and Karen, Jen and Karen reappear, and happy ending. The weakest thing about the ending that we did end up with is that Bette Davis could not travel abroad and actually refilm her scenes with the new actress. So we didn't see her and Karen properly meet up like we did in the original ending. And that was a powerful scene that it's missing. The whole movie was building up to this moment, and we see Bette Davis do it as a double.
Yeah. Well, and here's the BS, dude. The problem that exists is in the alternate ending as well. You take the little girl out of the equation completely. No, you've been going supernatural this whole time, and now you're going to try to science me? Bullshit.